Oh, what's the deal, everybody? It's your brother Abu Nas. Lord have mercy. I tried. I tried. I just got finished rewatching the last episode of the Clone Wars, and this is my second time watching. And Wookiee Supremacy, what's on? What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Like I said, I just got finished watching that episode, Shattered, especially in the context of everybody in our Phantom Menace community giving their insight on some of the things that was not correct. You know. Now, let me make a disclaimer right now for everybody who's here. Fuel the hatred. Hell, my brother, what's going on? This is just a real quick in and out. In and out. Oh my goodness, Loki, what's going on, brother? How you feeling? As a matter of fact, I may have to reach out to you, man. Basically, give me a moment. Like I said, I just got finished watching Shattered, and I said to myself, behind the 3 episodes that they got so far, Eris of Chaos, what's up? Oh, so good to see you, hon. What it is, the Reverend Knight, AFK Bard, so good to see y'all here. Like I said, I'm not gonna be on long. I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible. I wanted to do a video. I tried to do a video, but it got messed up as I was trying to render it, and I was so upset because I spent so much time really breaking it down. But that's okay, Oh man, Milton Wilbur, what's going on, Holmes? So good to see you. I'm talking about the Clone Wars. I'm talking about the Clone Wars and my thoughts on those 3 episodes thus far. And I want to make it very clear, right off the bat, that this whole season, this new season of the Clone Wars, have failed. Failed hard. As a season, it's trash. Now, with that being said, the last 4 episodes, well, the last 3 episodes coming into the final 4. These last 4 episodes should have been built as a season around these 4 episodes, to be honest. These last 3 episodes, I will come out, and I've said this in the Dark Council last Tuesday, that these 3 episodes were good. Very good, as a matter of fact. Best that I've seen in a while. And I'm especially talking about what they was trying to, do this season. So yes, these last 3 episodes were straight on point, from dialogue to the music. Oh, the music was freaking phenomenal. The mood that it sets. I'm giving you all the good shit right now before I have to go and bring it back to reality. The music, the mood, the atmosphere. The atmosphere was dread, foreboding, like something bad is going to happen throughout these 3 episodes. And that reflects the entirety of Revenge of the Sith. Because these last 3 episodes are playing out as Revenge of the Sith, as a story is being told. Now, yeah, Eric Chaos said, Disney rushing a storyline last second? I've never heard such nonsense. Of course, that's unheard of on Disney, right? Okay, so because I may get some, final season Clone War fans, that rides the Dave Filoni bandwagon like it ain't no tomorrow. And we got it in with a couple of people that's part of the Filoni fanboy crew. And I said, God damn, Milton Weber said it the best. I just noticed this. He said, my brother Chris and I said that these last 3 episodes were better than the entire Disney sequel trilogy. Yes! That alone tells you a lot about whose hands should these movies have been, should have been on. And that's sad. And you still got some of these Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker defenders just running roughshod saying, oh my God, it's still the greatest, it's good. Yeah, whatever. Y'all can live in that bubble all you want. Give a fuck, whatever. But the thing is, in these 3 Clone War episodes, they're playing it in lieu of the Revenge of the Sith story. And as Loki Morning Reviews, Morning Mischief has said, it's playing out from Snip's point of view, who is Ahsoka. I've said it before and I said it again. I was totally shocked. Like I said, episodes 1 and 2 of the final season was okay. 3 was and it was trash throughout all the other episodes. Trash. Boring. Nothing. It was almost like, well, what the fuck? You turn it off and it's like, really? This is how y'all gonna go out? Now when we finally get to the last 3 episodes right now, it's like, oh, finally, you're stepping it up. Okay, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Give me something I can sink my teeth in. I mean, even from the start of how it went, Lucasfilm Ltd. And then the Red Clone War, yeah, because it's pretty much Revenge of the Sith light on the other side of town. We got Dark Side of Light 84. What's up? Yeah, how you doing, brother? And oh my goodness, we got a bona fide celebrity in here, Stephanie Janicek, Smuggler's Cantina. Hey, sweetheart. As a matter of fact, I just saw your little clip. And for anybody that's here, check out Stephanie Janicek's channel. YouTube channel, the Smuggler's Cantina. She just dropped a new video, and oh my God, I am going to be peeping it out after I'm done here, because I just seen it as I was putting up the link. So, because I want to hear what you have to say about Kathleen Kennedy being popular. I may touch on her, but I want to keep it where I need to keep it at. All right, Dave Filoni's last 3 episodes, as I said. As I said in the Dark Council, I absolutely enjoyed it. I loved the like I said, the mood, the dialogue, especially between Maul and Ahsoka was top notch because he basically knew what his master was going to do, even though his master, Darth Sidious, captured him and, had him locked up, and then the fucking Mandalorians rescued him, apparently. So we didn't know what was happening with him since the last time we saw, Maul and Darth Sidious gave him the Sith lightning treatment. But I digress. Okay, whatever. So now he's back, he's trying to get shit together, but in the back of Maul's mind, he knows it's all going to come to an end. And he's trying to tell Ahsoka, listen, I don't know what they told you back at the Jedi Temple. I left the Jedi Order. Oh, yeah, well, it's even more now. Listen, shit's getting ready to pop off. It's getting ready to pop off. So I suggest you roll with me. You know what I'm saying? Because the Jedi, the Republic, it's a wrap. No, it isn't. Look, check this out, man. My master Darth Sidious is not playing. That was your master? Yeah. He discarded me. He told me to get the fuck out. And I didn't want to be left alone, but he took Count Dooku. I thought Count Dooku was an old fool. But I realized me and him, we've been played. We've all been part of his grand plan, my master. To groom the one he really wanted. Who? And he just went on blah, blah, and he's like, and she was getting ready to join him. She was getting ready to join him because she didn't think the Jedi Order, she thought the Jedi Order was not who they was supposed to be. And that's from a point of view, because Revenge of the Sith clearly made it where the Jedi, still had purpose and meaning, You know, they were still fighting the good fight, but they knew that they was working with the Senate. They're working for the Republic. They don't want to be, you know, out there as the soldiers, but they did what they had to do to bring order to this galaxy that the Separatists was trying to tear apart. But meanwhile, Darth Sidious already played both sides of the fence, as we all know. But the fact of the matter is that now that Maul is on the outside, was on the inside, now he's looking out and he's saying, God damn, my master is a genius. A fucking genius. Damn. I wish I would have thought of that. Well, being that as it may, Ahsoka, it's getting ready to end, man. So we need to bounce. So I need for you to come with me because there ain't gonna be no place for Jedi or anybody else for this matter. She was getting ready to join him until she asked that question. What the hell did you want with Anakin Skywalker? What? I told you my master Darth Sidious, he got him on his wing. No, not Anakin. No. He's like, bitch, I just told you the fucking Jedi is gonna be eradicated. I just don't know how it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. No. That's when she said, I refuse to believe my buddy, the Sky Guy, is a bastard in it. Okay, not a problem. We gonna fight. And they fought. Lightsaber. Can you tell me something? Everybody in the chat? Can y'all tell me something? How does a lightsaber duel on a fucking animated cartoon show better than them 3 fake ass fan fiction bad movies? How do you spend how much money to make these movies and you don't even give us a proper lightsaber fight? Not even in the end. I swear to God. But like I said, the clones pretty much had that locked. And I applaud it. So I'm talking about all the good shit that I like right now before I flip it over. Because I have to bring things in its proper context. You know, because I watched the last episode twice. And in lieu of what was going on Twitter yesterday and the day before, I saw the problems in there. And I said, God damn. Okay, I get it. Because with the good, you're going to have some bad. You're going to have some, you know, some questionable decisions that you put in there. And this is only going to affect fans that is of my age, all the way up to those who watched the prequels when they was kids or teenagers. Okay? This is going to affect us. Now, the 18 to the 25-year-olds, the new kids on the block, that Disney bought Lucasfilm to cater to, that was their plan, you know? And the fact of the matter is, it didn't pan out the way that they wanted. So now they had to do this, Clone Wars. Remember, they canceled the Clone Wars in lieu of doing the sequel trilogy. Now, please tell me, do you really believe they would have came back and did the last season of Clone Wars had the sequel trilogy been a success? Had the sequel trilogy been the rage between critics and fans alike, beloved the world over? The merch was flying off the shelves. The Kathleen Kennedy was praised as the queen of all. The fucking Ryan Johnson was like the greatest director alive. The fucking J.J. Abrams was like a mastermind of epic proportions. Did you actually think they was going to think about closing this Clone Wars series out had all of this been the success that they wanted to have? And Galaxy's Edge was like, you know, packed around the clock? Hell fucking no. That shit would have sat there in limbo for perpetuity. Remember, they did Rebels. They made a whole other series that had 4 series or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, please, stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. They wasn't going to do that. They wasn't even thinking about that. That was the furthest thing from their mind. Shoot, they was making money. Shit, that's the name of the game. Making money. Chris Boyd in the house. 124, 123 is in the building. Dark side of the light. Oh my goodness, my sweetheart. Where have you been? Nerdettes, where have you been? So good to see you finally. Listen, we got to get in touch. So try to holler at me through the community tab, please. Because I definitely gotta kick it with you, mama. Yeah. So you actually thought they was going to do the hell fucking no. And if you believe that, you living in a fantasy. But being that the shit, hit the fan, Bob Iger confessed to the altar of Lucas, basically shitted on him and stole his shit and tossed him to the side. The fuckery with the Last Jedi, all the way up to the Rise of Skywalker and their bullshit they had to deal with, and all the plot holes and all the missteps and everything else that went with it, that even pissed off all the Reylo fans, all the Last Jedi fans now. And so they fucked all around. But meanwhile, back in season 7, they said, you know what? We better try to step this shit up. Give them something what they really want. You give them back their Clone Wars. We took it away. Now let's give it back. So they gave it back to you. They gave it back to you to close it out. And the only way they can close it out was to go to Revenge of the Sith. But that's a no-brainer. So here we are. We already have a Clone Wars series before them. The guy that did Samurai Jack, Jendi, I can't even pronounce his last name, but you know the guy that did Samurai Jack. He did the micro series back in 2003, all the way up to before Revenge of the Sith came out, and that was a perfect series. Why? Because they gave episodes that didn't delve too deep. They gave episodes that showed you what the war was about, and gave you a more insight into Anakin's progression, towards what he was going to be in Revenge of the Sith. And then you had your first appearance of a side Ventress. That's where she came from. Dave Filoni wasn't on board with that. That was in the minds of that guy that did Samurai Jack. So if you really like a side Ventress and all of that, yeah, thank the guy that did Samurai Jack. Not Dave Filoni, he didn't create her. That's a fact. But because she's such a big icon, she was moved over to the second Clone Wars. All right, well, besides all of that, that was a perfect micro series because when it ended with a spectacular battle on Coruscant on the ground floor level where the Chancellor got kidnapped and brought to the ship. And how Grievous had gotten that little cough that he got in the movie. All of that was explained. And when they ended it right there. So that Revenge of the Sith can tell the story as it was supposed to be told. Here in this new iteration, they're going through Revenge of the Sith, but on the opposite side of the spectrum. As Loki said, in Ahsoka's point of view. Or the point of view of all the other people that was not in the main battle. Which is fine. But Darth Maul is part of the main, was part of the main story, but they put him back in. But my point is that they did all of this to great effect. And like I said, that lightsaber battle between him and Ahsoka was better than all those 3 crappy movies. And that says a lot. So I'm giving them props where props is due. And I'm telling you right now, those three episodes is pristine. Wonderful episodes. Now with that being said, let's bring it down. All about excitement. All about, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh, the Star Wars is back to the way it was. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Take it in the context of how you see the overall lore. And that's where we're going to touch on. Shout out to OG Star Wars and Stick Kenobi for this. I was actually planning to do this live stream tomorrow, but my plans have changed because I have to actually step out. And after the bullshit that I saw yesterday on Twitter, I just felt like I got to do this. I got to do this. So check this out. Now that we got that out the way, now we got all the good shit out the way. Woohoo! Yeah, Clone Wars, baby. Oh, so all right, let's get that done. Now we got to talk about the problems. It seems as though, especially with certain people, and I'm talking about you 18 to 25 year olds, maybe 26. Sporking News Podcast. Hey, old brother, how you doing? Good to see you. Gods of Sith, McCoy, here we go. What's up? Now you see all the stuff that our community of the Fandom Menace was right on top of this. Not saying that the Clone Wars was bad as an episode or whatnot, but what we saw at the jump as they was watching it, and I peeped on a couple of plot points that didn't gel with me because I felt like, wait a minute, that wasn't even supposed to be there. But now, thanks to OG Star Wars and Sig Kenobi and other members of the Phantom Menace community that was actually engaging in conversations with these same 18 to 25 year olds that's on the Filoni bandwagon, Filoni fanboys, Filoni hardcore enthusiasts, and Ahsoka enthusiasts, and Captain Rex aficionados, and all right, that's cool, bruh. I ain't got no problem with that. You like what you like, we like it too. We just have to bring you down to earth a bit, bring it down to earth. Well, what are you talking about, Abu Nas? I'm gonna give it to you, Pilgrim. Calm the fuck down. Now look, I saw Revenge of the Sith 1,000,001 times. When Order 66 was placed, when Order 66 was given by Darth Sidious, Commander Cody, the time has come. Execute Order 66. It would be done, my lord. He was Obi-Wan's right-hand man. Did everything he wanted to do, not a problem. He was his boy. Order 66, not even a fucking second thought. Turned around, saw Obi-Wan, blast him. And that's it. We going to war. In this last episode of the Clone Wars, the order was given. Execute Order 66. Okay, here comes Rex. Wait, do I? What are you doing? You're a clone. You're the same clone of Commander Cody. You're the same clone of the 501st. You're the same clones of the Republic Commandos, the old Xbox game. Delta Squad. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? That was the first thing I saw wrong. I was like, what is he doing? He should have just shot her right there. But now they're talking about the episode with the inhibitor chip, all the little stuff that Filoni kind of put in. And I don't know whether George was involved in that or not. And that's still to be determined. But I never really was feeling those episodes. Only because that you're taking... We already know that the clones were put there together to fight for the Grand Republic, but the Sith already had a hand in it, and it just takes the mystery, not even so much the mystery, but it was already established that holy shit, the clones turned on them on a dime like that. That means Darth Sidious had control over that from the get-go. They just went to the whole point of explaining how and what it was that did it, the inhibitor chip. Me, myself, personally, we could have done without that. But now that they got that in the other Clone Wars, and now it's playing itself out here. Now they got Rex like this. But he wasn't having the problem with the inhibitor chip back in the other Clone Wars series. The other dude was. It malfunctioned and he was having his doubts. Rex, not so much so. So why in the world is he having these issues? That's my thing. If they didn't do it in Revenge of the Sith, they should not be doing that in Clone Wars. Especially if you're going in lieu of Revenge of the Sith. Now that tells me that you fucking playing games. Alright. Cause I seen that right away. Took him a good, I don't know how long, before he finally fired the shot. And now all of a sudden he's on board. He should have been on board. He should have turned off the thing, turned around, blast him. Same the thing that Cody did. He had no fucking problem. The other clones on Kashyyyk, when they got the word, clip that off. They was hardcore. They was for the Republic. Yoda was there. He was the leader. They turned that shit off, turned around, moved right up on him. Didn't even say nothing. They was going to make it blast Yoda, but Yoda was the man. He sensed something was wrong just that quick. They took both of their heads off. They didn't say nothing. So why is Rex going like, I don't want to do it. Move. What's up, move? What the fuck is all this? All right. Now here comes the emotional ties to Ahsoka. Okay, Dark Side of the Light says emotional ties to Ahsoka. Commander Cody had emotional ties with Obi-Wan. Like I said, that means nothing. Once Darth Sidious gave that order was there. Period. You cannot, like I said, it's almost like keep it consistent. Especially if you're following the movie. This is what one of the pet peeves that I have, and one of the problems I am really having with Dave Filoni as a whole. You know, you just like, chipping away at certain things that to me is perfect. Oh yeah, Dark Side of the Light. I'm gonna get to that. Now, besides all of that, they go through the whole thing. Now she's working to get his inhibitor off. Now, hold on to that thought for a second. Now, I know I can't. I want to get this piece right over here. And thanks to OG Star Wars for putting this there for me. I'm gonna screen share this. All right. Here we go. In the Star Wars Rebels episode, The Lost Commanders. Okay, this is from the show. Okay, this is from the show Rebels that was done a year and some change before they started this last season. All right, follow me now. Giovanna Mullen, hey baby girl, how you doing, sweetheart? So glad you popped in. All right, now check this out. Rex states that he had his control chip removed, which is why he didn't turn on Ahsoka when Order 66 was issued. However, this episode shows that Rex didn't remove his chip, and he attacks Ahsoka at first. At first, he didn't even want to attack Ahsoka. He didn't even want to attack her. He, please move, please move, please. He didn't want to do that. So now, before she subdues him and removes the chip herself, restoring Rex's free will, while trying to locate the chip using the Force, Ahsoka utters, "I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me," from that dude from the Rogue One movie. What's his name? Donnie Yen's character. Now, they made a book in the Ahsoka novel. They already made a novel. Order 66 occurs on Mandalore while Maul is trapped inside of a ray shield, and that he's able to escape during the confusion. In this past episode, Order 66 occurs on the ship, where Ahsoka lets Maul out of his prison to distract the clones. You get it now? So which is it? So which is it now? Where we going with this? Huh? Somebody tell me something. Somebody tell me something. You either on Mandalore or you on the fucking ship. Which one you doing? You either got Rex, had the chip removed before Order 66, or Order 66 happened and then you get the chip removed. Which is it? Exactly. Nobody's not paying attention to what's supposed to be established. Nobody is not paying attention to this shit. Continuity, just like fuck a continuity. We freeballing it. We winging it. Yeah, well, that's Disney. Disney's not concerned about following a certain type of line, a line to establish something that you can follow without having to go through 3 books, 17 movies, fucking 19 video games, going to your cousin's house, knocking on the door, yo, Billy, yo, what the fuck, man? What's going on with this? Yo, man, I'm trying to pay through the yeah. You don't have to go through all of that, man. You can have one continuous thread that piece by piece tells you exactly what happens and what the thread goes. You don't got that at Disney. That shit is a non-factor. And that kills, like, it chips away the enjoyment that I have for the damn episodes. Because now I see the bullshit. And Dave Filoni is supposed to be the supervising director and the executive producer. Like I said, he's the main man in charge now. You know? And then in my head, I finally had to jump off his bandwagon. Because of other stuff that I found out through videos of very wise-minded people that was peeping the little subtle shit that he was doing in the last Clone Wars series in terms of continuity and lore. You know, even though that was before the Disney sale, he was doing some little slick shit on the side. Now, I still got to post the link to all of that because, but actually, as a matter of fact, no, I'm going to save y'all the trouble. Go to OG Star Wars channel. She got it laid out right there. Go to her channel. And it'll be plain as day. When I saw that video, my eyes have seen the light. I can enjoy something. I can enjoy, you know, the Clone Wars for what it was. That was, you know, before Disney took it all away. I can enjoy that, you know. But I looked at it on the superficial surface. Some of our community members, and probably a lot of y'all in the chat, y'all are more in depth with this thing. And then when you go into the archives, you do the reading, you do the history. You know, you do the research. Then you come back with, wait a minute, that's not supposed to be there. Or this not supposed to be there. What are y'all doing? What's all up with this? Then you bring the evidence, then you bring it there, and you watch people have a fit. We're not shitting on, and like I said, there was a big argument about, oh, well, you know, whoever didn't like the last 3 episodes of the Clone Wars, y'all not real Star Wars fans, and you need to have your fucking head examined. I looked at this. Now, this young man, I'm not going to mention his name, because I tried to talk him down out of it. I was in a generous mood. I know, right? Me, right? So, I tried to reason with him, and I told him, look, man, it's not that serious to be calling a young woman, some very disrespectful shit just because she didn't agree with you, you know? She liked the Clone War episodes, you know? So why would you tell her, she's this and Miss Tits Up and all of this? Why would you say that? That's not a cool thing to say. You don't know her, you know? So she took the insult to heart and she made it known, you know? So what is she supposed to do? And he said, well, they came at me and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I can understand that. And you're defending yourself. That's fine. That's fine. But you just went at this young lady a little bit too hard. You understand what I'm saying? And she had the tweets to prove it because you did say that. So you couldn't even get behind all of that. My point is that I love the Clone Wars. All right? I love those 3 episodes. Do I look like I need my head examined? You don't know me. You understand what I'm saying? And you like, oh yeah, you right. Yeah, I know I'm right. I'm good, man. I can enjoy these episodes, but guess what? I can agree with his assessment that Dave Filoni is playing some games. And I had to jump off his bandwagon. Finally. I know that my old videos from back in the days 2 years ago. Yeah, I was, yoo-hoo, Dave Filoni, yeah. He should be running looking for him. Ah! Yeah, because I was doing the return of the Last Jedi days when Luke's sucking on that sword. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I was not having that. Nobody at Lucasfilm was doing a good job. Shit, put Dave Filoni in charge. You know, that was my thing back then. But a lot has happened in 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. A lot has happened. So much has happened now. Shit, a lot has happened. So yeah, I'm not on it like that with him anymore. Now everything with Dave Filoni, I gotta look at it with a grain of salt. Because you can make something good on one hand, but on the other, I see the little fuckery that you on. You see, there's a little video clip of him sitting in a meeting of George Lucas, and George Lucas giving him some ideas and telling him explicitly that there is something that I know you want to do, but I don't want that in my show. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want that there. He told George, yeah, okay, yeah, blah, 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 right. But what he did, he circumvented the system. He went behind George's back and put it in there. How disrespectful is that? After the fact, and he's laughing at it like this shit is funny. Now, he's saying all of this now after the Disney sale and after, like I said, Iger's his boss. So now he feels like he ain't got nobody to answer to. I'll say what I want. I know he mad, but he mad. But I still love George Lucas, though. All right, time out. Let me tell you something. If I own a company, right, I'm paying you a salary. Bob Larson, what's going on, brother? Crew Barab. How you feeling, my brother? Luke McGurk, so happy to see you. Orange Hat Reviews, my brother. What was I saying? Yeah, if I'm the head of a company, and if I tell you, I like what you're saying, Dave, but I don't want that in that episode, all right? If you go behind my back and put it there anyway, and I find out, see, I don't know. I'm not a decent man like George Lucas. I'm not. I'm a type of person that if you fuck around with my money, I'm going to come see you and I'm going to put hands on you. I'm going to try to make you bleed. Straight off the bat. No words, nothing. If I see you, I'm hooking off. I'm going to really try to put you in a fucking hospital behind that shit. If I told you don't do it, that's what the fuck it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm paying you money. You don't fuck up my bread. Fuck up your bread by going against something that I tell you not to do. I'm the boss. You the employee. Everybody talking about he's the successor. No, he isn't. That alone told me that he isn't. That's just blatant. I know George is letting that shit go because he don't own the company. But I know if in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, man. You on some funky shit. But he sat with George in interviews and smiling at it. He got to do that shit to the cameras, man. Shit, a lot of these people, George had to fake the funk through a lot of shit after the Disney sale. It was just with the rise of Papa Palpatine when the premiere set, they ain't invite him. He ain't even fucking want to go. He's like, I'm tired of playing games with y'all, man. Y'all know y'all fucking phonies and y'all snakes. You snakes, man. Fucking snakes. Mark Hamill spilt the bean. Fucking John Big Dick Boyega spilt the tea. Daisy Ridley is like, I don't give a fuck about this shit no more. Everybody's shitting on this now. So what made you think that Dave Filoni was not going to play nice with Dave Filoni in front of the cameras? Not me. I would have got in front of the cameras like, hey, motherfucker, what did I tell you about going behind? Yeah, I would have did it on screen and would have hooked off on him. Right in front of the camera. But that's Abu Nas. I'm not the maker George Lucas. But that alone got me off of Filoni's bandwagon. And all the other sequential stuff with those videos, you go to OG Star Wars channel, look at those videos, look at her videos. As a matter of fact, between her and Stick Kenobi, they was breaking that shit down so hard on these kids, they lost their goddamn minds. Because they was pointing out certain things that's there. That's in your Disney canon that he's fucking up on. And y'all don't see that? That pays it no never mind? That was so hard to comprehend? To these young 18 to 20-year-olds, bruh, if you say anything about Dave Filoni we don't like, we shutting you down. Even when we show you shit in your own continuity, in your own Disney lore, in your own Disney retcon serviceable bullshit, to the contrary, that makes it look stupid, you still not gonna pay no attention. No, We love Dave Filoni. He's a god to us. He made the greatest series of all time. All right, not a problem. Yeah, you can't reason with these kids. You know, half of the time they don't even know what gender they want to be in. So, what would make them even smart enough to at least comprehend? You know what I'm saying? At least comprehend that. Goddamn, you know, maybe. Yeah, this was in the Ahsoka novel. Why didn't he put this in the show? Nah, y'all so hyped up in the fact that you see Ahsoka fighting with Darth Maul and Rex and all of that. Everybody's so caught up. Everybody's so fucking caught up right now. And that's fine, man. That's fine. That's all well and good. But it's not good for the series when you're looking at it from a competent mindset that you're not even paying attention to the lore that y'all established. A lot of people wasn't feeling how he did things with The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is still a good series, had great episodes, you know, but certain things in that in that continuity doesn't gel with the original EU lore that was established regarding the Mandalorians. But They doing what they doing because they trying to get the Star Wars flavor back in your veins. You know? And hey, can you blame them? You made 3 shit movies. And nobody's buying merches on no level. Fucking the only thing that they thinking about is Baby Yoda merch. Or whatever other merch they can think of regarding the Clone Wars now. You know? But it still means nothing because these 3 episodes, as good as they are, that I actually like, I really do see the fuckery that's behind it because they're slowly trying to build up Ahsoka to be on the Mary Sue Ray level. That's my opinion. As much as I like the character and I loved her relationship with Anakin during the last Clone Wars series, I really got into it. I watched the first Clone War movie before they did the series. And I still liked her character. You know? But they're making it seem like, especially in lieu of this fight scene with Maul, I didn't like how that ended. As much as I liked the fight, I didn't like how it ended. I mean, Maul should not have been captured. In my opinion, he should have escaped. I didn't think Ahsoka's skill was on that level where she could grab Maul's thing and just toss him out like that. You know? But that's my opinion. You know, maybe some of y'all think she is on that level. But to me, as much as I love Ahsoka, as much as I do admire that character, the actress that voiced her, like I said, I loved it. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm an Ahsoka fan. But I have to understand as a competent thinking black man that she was there for a purpose to service a specific part of the story regarding the prequels. So once Order 66 happened and everything went to shit, remember, she's not mentioned at all in the OT. No way, shape, or form. Okay? Even in the prequel era, she's not mentioned in any way, shape, or form. They don't mention her in the movies, nothing. She wasn't created at that time. So being that she wasn't created at that time, now all of a sudden you created her. Dave Filoni's brain is telling him, because he the one that created Ahsoka, to put in George Lucas's universe. That's his baby. So he wants his baby to shine brighter than everybody else, it seems. I'm not hating on that. I like the character. You know, I enjoyed the stories that you gave. But I also know, especially with that sneaky shit that you did, now I know what type of a mindset you on. You with Disney. Nobody can tell you nothing. You're the quote-unquote savior. You know, you're the quote-unquote heir apparent to the throne. But now that I'm off the bandwagon, now I see Dave Filoni for what he really is. An opportunist. He's talented in some ways. I'll give him that. But you're still an opportunist. You definitely agreed with that little side meeting that you had with some of the employees of Lucasfilm when they talked about the patriarchy and somebody said, yeah, man, I wanted them to focus more on Leia and this, that, whatever. And Dave Filoni was like, yeah, that would have been great. I think it needed to go into the matriarch. Now you're going into the whole shit that Kathleen Kennedy was on from the jump. You didn't follow the natural flow of the characters that was established in the EU that gave great context, because remember, George Lucas told Kathleen Kennedy before the sale, I have thousands of books, I have the comic book, I have all these things that's been written in my universe that you can use to make your movies. He said that. Make them movies through those things. The established EU that was present before the Disney sale. Y'all just took it, tossed that shit out, said it wasn't nothing, it ain't shit. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about it. But yet, y'all kept dipping into the pool. Oh, we need an emo Kylo? Oh, no. Oh, this is Jason Solo? Okay, we'll take him and make him emo Kylo. Oh, we need a big baddie over here? Okay, get a little Snoke, to replace. Yeah. Oh, we need a real competent bad guy because we don't have Papa Palpatine. Oh, well, we'll go into the EU, we'll take Thrawn out, and then we'll make him... Exactly. Y'all ain't got no problems dipping in the EU pool when it served your purpose. And why not? Because you bought it. It's yours. It's just sitting on the shelf. Why? Exactly. But you could have used that and made 3 great sequel movies that respects our heroes, that you could have put your new heroes in there, just give it a little flavor and let them, ride the coattails of the legends, and then the legends pass it off to them naturally. Y'all went roughshod. Does anybody talk about Lupita Nyong'o anymore? Her character, Maz Kanata? We don't talk about that. Yeah, she was like a forgotten, another black person forgotten. You did Finn dirty. You know what I'm saying? We thought he was going to be the next Mace Windu. Remember the trailers? Yeah. And he had him on some fuckboy shit running around. Ray, scared to death, cowardly janitor, stormtrooper. The fuck out of here. No wonder John Big Dick Boyega spilling the tea, smashing it all over their face. Give a fuck. Fuck all y'all. Yeah, Maz Kanata was Lupita Nyong'o. So... what happened to her? Y'all don't say nothing. It was like she the forgotten person. Her and Phasma. Well, I've digressed. Anyway, back to Filoni. You're an opportunist. And you're going to make sure your character shines like nobody else. So that's the reason why you got her like having these visions, this thing like when Anakin was with the Chancellor and Mace Windu, and she was like, oh, Anakin, something terrible has happened to him. But I was like, wait a minute. Your force abilities had gotten to that level? Shit, Anakin was in a lot of danger beforehand. Where was all that shit at? No, you was on your own, your little adventure. What shit? Obi-Wan is much more closer to Anakin than everybody. He didn't have none of that. Those premonitions. Shit, and he was still in the midst of dealing with Count Dooku. He didn't have all of that. Yoda had one premonition of him back in Attack of the Clones when Anakin went roughshod and killed everybody in the sand people camp. But he said Anakin was in pain, terrible pain. And that was it. But that's Yoda. If anything, I'll believe it more for Yoda to have those types of feelings about Anakin, like from the Force and all that, but not Ahsoka. Damn, you that powerful now? I felt something was off with that. But like I said, I know she had a nice little connection with Anakin, but people are making it seem like, well, yeah, she is. She's the bestest. I mean, she can handle anything. She got her on the Mary Sue level. My thing is, dude, she learned from Anakin Skywalker. I said, when? Listen, when they came together, they didn't have lightsaber combat training and going through, meditation, to look at the Jedi holocrons, to feel the wisdom and get the knowledge from Jedi masters of past. And they was at war. It was the Clone Wars. They was at war. What kind of time they gonna have? They fighting. They going through battle to battle. And even in the downtime, Even in the downtime, what kind of wisdom Anakin Skywalker, of all people, is going to give to Ahsoka? Watch the original, the last Clone Wars series before the Disney sale. Basically, Anakin was just, telling her, look, man, follow my lead, but don't follow my lead, or blah, 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 blah. The Jedi should be doing this. I know I break the rules sometimes, because Ahsoka be like, but Anakin, you be breaking more rules than you need to teach. I know, but it's me. I'm the chosen one. I'm Anakin Skywalker. He played on that. The real Jedi lessons that Ahsoka probably would have gotten was from Obi-Wan, whenever they started speaking to each other. Or when she was in the Jedi Council, or Jedi Temple. That's it. Everywhere else she's at war, she's fighting. So in the time that she left the Jedi Order, what the fuck was she doing? Having her own little adventure, maybe flipping burgers at Dexter's Diner. Doing bounties with the Hutt cartel. Who the fuck knows? She was doing her own thing. So because she was doing her own thing, where's all of these abilities came from? She lost the lightsaber. Anakin had to give that back to her. So again, experience? Okay, she got experience from doing, X, Y, and Z. I don't know. But my thing is that she was put in the story of the Clone Wars to help service the story of Anakin Skywalker further. Once he became Darth Vader, that story is over. So George Lucas said that she needs to die. There's no real place for her in the OT. And bad enough, the PT don't even mention her. And you can't retcon the movies, as of yet, to put her in there in every single frame. Which they pretty much they want to do that. But that would be so blatant, right? Especially when George Lucas is still alive. And he specifically, had that in the contract when he signed, do not touch my 6 movies. But you know what? God forbid if he goes, they don't give a fuck about that. They'll do whatever they want. So I have to give my brother Fatal J props. He smelt this shit coming a mile away. I didn't believe him at first. He said, Abu, they gonna do that shit. They gonna wait for the right time and they gonna retcon all the movies. I was like, fuck. I was like, hopefully we'll be dead and gone by that time. But at this point, I'ma stay on my grind with this. I'ma stay hardcore to this whole thing, this wonderful series, this wonderful franchise that George Lucas created all the way up to the Disney sales. Oh man, let me get to the chat for a second. I'm so sorry. I went off on a serious rough shot. Let's start with Cool Barab right here. The thing is, even good characters need to die. For the betterment of stories, if they are kept around just because of popularity, sometimes the story could suffer. Yes, exactly. My thoughts exactly. She served the purpose. She's a great character. Why can't we love the character when it's on the top of the game? She was on top of the game. Now they dragging her into Mandalorian now? As much as I love to see Rosario Dawson be her, because I'm a Rosario Dawson fan to the letter. That's my baby. Sexy ass mama. Woo! And like I said, she can play a great Ahsoka. But to be honest, I could live with Ahsoka not being in Mandalorian. Hell, she wasn't even mentioned in the OT. So what the fuck? She shouldn't even be there. Orange Hat Review said Ahsoka should have never won against Maul. I agree. Maul should have escaped. And she could have left her there, But Luke McGurk says, people keep using the excuse she was trained by the Chosen One as if all his power now become hers in 2.5 years. I like Ahsoka too, but pretty much just season 1 to 5 or even 3 to 5. Yes! Luke, yes! Absolutely. So, and speaking of which, finally, the one that could shed a lot of light. OG Star Wars, what's going on, baby girl? How you doing?
Good morning. I'm
put on my headphones now that I got a guess. Oh my goodness.
I'm barely waking up, but I did catch.
I know. I wasn't even expecting you to come, but being that you was in the line of fire, last night. I'm just reading some of the chats for a second. David Hervey said Maul was winning the fight. He disarmed her twice. He was not trying to harm her, but turn her into an apprentice. Right. Exactly. But like I said, he asked the question about Anakin. She asked the question about Anakin. He didn't give the right answer, and she had to fight him. Eras of Chaos. Finn could have had a badass storyline. So, yep, so disappointing. I know he was mad too. Yep, Tracy said I had high hopes for Finn. Me too. Me too. Shit, Lorena Creole said, shit, diversity just to check a box instead of true character development, such woke garbage. The entire 3 films was woke garbage. Loki's Morning of Mr. said they cut Qui-Gon Jinn trying to stop him from killing the Sand People. Oh, they did? Probably was in the yeah. And Soul Assassin said, I wonder if Filoni gets a bonus for every Ahsoka appearance. He probably does. Anyway.
Well, we see the novel for the development of Rise of Skywalker and what he has to say about, introduce our female characters now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the line. They're going to use her as a token. And I have a theory I'm going to do a video about probably in a couple of weeks. I'm getting all my material together about what they're going to do with Ahsoka when it comes into the ST timeline and what they're going to turn her into.
Yeah.
So I have these huge theories because when you look at everything that Filoni did with Ahsoka and went against with George Lucas about her being dead by or before Order 66.
I was just talking about that.
He has plans for her, and she is now a nostalgia piece as well, and so they're going to use her.
Yeah,
they're going to put her in anything that they possibly can, and I bet you if they do any spin-off movies in the time frame where Luke is searching for Jedi archives and trying to make the Jedi Order, they're going to do something with her during that time frame as well. Watch, and he's going to be bowing down to her.
Oh, jeez.
Instead of like her helping, instead of like coming together and her learning from him or whatever. Like when we see Kyle Katarn, when he comes in Legends, and he comes back to the Order because he became, or he's a Jedi, when he came back into the Order and started training under Luke and stuff like that.
Right.
And he's the one that originally got the original Death Star plans. So when he comes back to Luke and starts learning and training and stuff, he doesn't try to boss him around. He doesn't say, this is how it was back then, you need to do it this way. He basically respects him for who he is, bring him back the Jedi Order and learning and becoming a Jedi Master.
Right.
Yeah. She's not a Jedi whatsoever. So, but they will use
She left the Order. So, I mean, all her training, does serve her or whatever, but you left the Order. I didn't even mention that tweet. Remember the tweet by that dude? Ben, he said something to the effect that, oh man, do I still have that? Please tell me, do I still have that? I think I still have that on my page. I gotta post this up. This thing was just ridiculous. What's his name? Oh, god damn it. Just give me 1 minute. Because you sent it to me. You sent it to me about that boy.
There's a few of them that were really just going at it about her and about Filoni and stuff with me. And so I sent it to you, and I know I got deleted by one, or not deleted, but blocked by one. So
right.
Yeah, because they just couldn't stand up to what I had to say. Excuse me. I'm just waking up and I'm sipping my coffee. So
I am so sorry, honey. I gave you that because I was meaning to do this on tomorrow, but my plans have changed. And I'm not even going to be in the house. So now I'm like, oh, man, I got to do something. And then with all the bullshit that happened yesterday, it was like, I said, you know what? Let me just get in there and say what I got to say because I'm not going to have no other opportunity. And this is like fresh in my mind. You know what I'm saying? So I still threw it there just in case you was able to come out. Now, check this out. Good old Ben Walkie said, the Jedi Council would be better off without the likes of Mace Windu on it. She's twice the Jedi he'll ever be, that fucker. My boy lost his goddamn mind.
Yeah, and then if you read all the comments in there that are agreeing with that Ben Walkie person, they're like, oh yeah, he was all that was wrong with the Jedi Order, blah, blah, blah. Basically, she's making her as a god. Everybody's making her as a goddess or the saint, that she can't do anything wrong. That because she, goes and talks things out, as they say, and stuff, and approaches things differently. And Mace Windu has a quick temper. She represents the Jedi much better.
That's
And I
sad.
had a debate with someone about that last night, and they're trying to say, well, that with that same type of talk and mentality, and I was like, if she was way better than Mace, then how come he? And at first I said became a grandmaster. He didn't become a grandmaster. He was the
Right.
master of the order, and so that's still a high prestigious. Title to hold. Usually grandmasters hold that. So think about that.
Yeah.
Usually grandmaster holds that title as well. They are voted in that way because they're thought about high and prestigious and stuff. But usually it's a grandmaster that holds that title. When Luke Skywalker created his new Jedi Order, he held both those titles. And when he was put into exile by Natasi Dala, then he granted those titles to Kent, or not? Yeah, Kent. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And
Holy shit, that's deep. But it goes in lieu of what you and me and everybody else is talking. Cause I broke it down in terms of, as I said, I love those 3 episodes. I really liked it. I really liked how the episode was as a whole. I was just not going to blindly say that this is the greatest thing ever, knowing that these plot holes and these little inconsistencies crept up on it, and you and Stick Kenobi was literally blasting these kids all the way, but they didn't want to hear it. You literally gave them physical proof that they could trace it just so they could see it for themselves, and they did not want to hear it.
No, they're blind. I would say they're in a sense blinded by putting Filoni on a pedestal.
Yeah.
With the evidence, and mind you, there are some good episodes he likes. Out of the Clone Wars, I like everything about the clones, troopers themselves. If they would have made that solely about the clone troopers and us experiencing them more than anything else, I think that would have been great. Because if anything, the perspective I want to get is the Clone Wars, the clones perspective. If that's anything that I want to get from, seeing a spin-off shows in between the movies, about the Clone Wars, is I want to learn more about the clones. I want to see what they're experienced and stuff. And yeah, I never liked the fact that they put this bionic, this little chip in their head.
The inhibitor chip, yeah. I didn't like that either, because it just felt like it took the mystery and the shock that the clones could have turned on the Jedi so quickly when Darth Sidious says or execute Order 66. So when he said that meant he was in charge of the clones from the get-go.
Well, he was always in charge. It was he was in charge of both sides of the war because he orchestrated it.
Right, but in the movies at the time, when Revenge of the Sith finally came out, we were sitting up here like, oh, okay, well, we knew he had a hand in it, with Count Dooku and stuff, but we didn't know that he actually created that to be in the clones when they was created. So when he gave the order, it came from him, not Count Dooku, not Maul, not this one, not that one. It was him.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you read Dark Lord, Rise of Darth Vader and other novels, when it pertained to the clones and stuff, it made sense for them not to have the chip, because there were some clone troopers, some clone like commanders and stuff were like, what's going on? They didn't believe. They were really attached to their commander, to the Jedi that was leading them. And so some of them couldn't kill the Jedi commander. And so there was a lot, and it made it more emotional. It made it more believable. This right here just makes it like, I don't know. It's just, I didn't sit well with it. I never sat well with it. And then to see her like basically take that inhibitor chip out of, his head, is it Fives or Rex or whatever head? It's just like,
me, myself, he shouldn't have hesitated. Captain Rex shouldn't have hesitated. As when Commander Cody got the order, I mentioned this before you got here. Yeah. When Commander Cody got the order, that shit was instantaneously. I'm not trying to hear it. Clones are clones. They're of the same make. If he got the order and did what he did, you should not say, move, Ahsoka, move. No. Shoot that bitch. Shoot her.
He's much more stronger minded than all the other ones in his rank, and telling her to move, and like he's trying to stop that command. That doesn't make sense.
Cody was of the same mind.
Cody should have done that with Obi-Wan.
With Obi-Wan, yeah. He ain't hesitated. He turned around, blast that bastard.
What's
just
so
like that
about him when they're all made of the same material?
And for whatever reason, shit like this slips through the cracks because we got so caught up in how good the lightsaber fight was. Like I said, that lightsaber battle was better than all three of those movies, and that should tell you something. You know, the whole the choreography, everything by Ray Park. Yeah, I like seeing like that because you're paying attention. But when you let shit like this go through the cracks, that tells me that you're not paying attention in the ways that you should be paying attention, and that's disturbing. And I said to myself, after now that I'm off the Filoni bandwagon, I see him for what he is. He's an opportunist. He's an opportunist.
Yeah.
Straight up and down. He got talent, but but he's an opportunist. My brother from another mother. Hold on 1 second. I'm up here playing games. My brother Dave Herbie with the $50 super chat. My brother, you didn't even have to do that. I'm just happy that you're here, man. He says, sadly, I agree with OG Star Wars. Yeah, a lot of us do, even myself, about the plans for Ahsoka. It's funny how Disney KK ignored her and tried to force feed us Rey. But since that didn't work, they're going to use the fan favorite Ahsoka to push their agenda. Typical SJW tactics. Thank you again, my brother, for the super chat. God bless you, sir. You have been a great, long-time supporter of me, and you are absolutely right. You know, you, OG Star Wars, all of y'all. It was like y'all ain't had a thought of the Clone Wars when y'all was doing the movies. If everybody made all this money and everybody loved it, y'all would have kept on going through the new series with Rebels and all. Y'all would have left the Clone Wars behind. But you had to have that quick fix because shit hit the fan.
Well, so yeah, and Filoni revealed himself, and like I said, he revealed himself when he started agreeing that they should subvert everybody's expectations because it's a patriarch, and they need the matriarch to come in and heal everything and end everything. Yeah, so he agreed with all of that, and so now we're gonna see exactly. We're gonna see him in motion with the Ahsoka character, and those who love and adore her and don't care and just blindly consume. We're gonna see that happen with them, and they're gonna love it. And then you're gonna see the ones that still love Ahsoka and say, "I see this bullshit," so this isn't right. They should, and like it said, even a well-known character, a well-developed character, can bring excitement and change and drama into the story if they're killed. And sometimes that needs to happen. And I think that Filoni should have listened. I think that Filoni should have had her killed off by or before Order 66. It would have made more sense, even with Anakin's character development. And one of the biggest debates are someone that was hating what I had to say on Twitter. I suggested that, and I'm like, why? Okay, so if she's not dead, and through all of this, and everybody's talking about where's Anakin and where's this and blah blah blah, and the Jedi, she's such a significant character to these main characters. Why aren't they going to question where she's at? Why aren't we hearing about her in the movies? Yeah, she wasn't planned before or during the movies, but that's my point, is if she's such a huge significant character, then she should be mentioned somehow, some way. She should be thought of. They should be concerned about her.
Right. Especially Obi-Wan after everything went to shit, because they spent a lot of time together in the Clone Wars. So I don't get it. Peter Calabucci says, "Hey, OG Star Wars, how are you?"
I am doing great. Just sipping on the coffee, trying to wake up.
Renee Patrick says she just got along with Anakin better than Mace. Not better Jedi than Mace. No, she isn't in no way, shape, or form. Luke McGurk says the inhibitor chip was horrible. It took out a part of the tragedy and kind of the point of the clones being bred in the first place. Yes. Yes.
They could have just recruited people, trained them, and put the chips in them.
Yeah. That was David Hervey said that was the point. Chip made the clones seem like victims themselves because they didn't turn by choice. Why make the clones victim, though? It took the agency, individuality the show gave them. You know what's so funny? The show did give them individuality. Or at least, because we had episodes of a clone leaving the war.
Yeah.
Leaving the war, just leaving. They're not supposed to do all of that. So, yeah, I mean, the whole thing with the inhibitor chip, like I said, I never really was on board, but for whatever the purpose was in terms of how Darth Sidious did it in Revenge of the Sith, it had to happen like that, you
Yeah.
know.
And we have a
And
$5 super chat
oh,
from Orange Hat.
oh, Orange Hat, give me
Yeah, so let's
one.
expound on it a little bit more.
Oh, okay, here we go. $5 super chat for my brother Orange Hat Reviews. The no arcs acknowledged Order 66, but they completely ignored the order. So I'm assuming that's from
Legend.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
They completely ignored it. So the whole thing with the chip.
Yeah.
And they never and the whole thing with the chip, like I said, that wasn't discussed in the movies.
No, when they're telling Obi-Wan how they created the clones and who they created the clones from, how much training they got because they selected Django for his abilities and stuff like that. You know, there's no mention, oh, and then we put this inhibitor chip in to help control, so to make sure no one goes against the order. There's nothing like that.
Right. But they know that they was created to obey or the hierarchy of who they ultimately should obey first and foremost. So Darth Sidious planted that in that particular order. When that's given, you're supposed to kill the Jedi no matter what happens.
And then I question this because there are so many different orders. There's even like Order 65. I'm just like thinking on the top of my head because I haven't reviewed it in a while.
I ain't never heard of nothing like that.
Yeah, there's different orders, different commands for these for the clones, and even one to go after the Chancellor if he commits treason. But why would Palpatine do that to himself?
Gotcha. Wookiee Supremacy says Disney target audience isn't us. Yeah, I said that at the very beginning. It's the stupid kids they want. You know what? I would love to say that they're stupid, but to be honest, they're young. They don't know. None of these children, they're young adults, but they're still kids to us. You know, you're 18 to 25-year-olds. You're young. You wasn't alive during, pretty much the prequels, or more or less. Maybe you were like little teeny babies.
Yeah.
Little teeny babies, but you was not alive, not even a thought during the OT and all the legend books that came after that. You wasn't alive. You know, Disney can change Star Wars into anything that they want after we're gone. I said this, yeah. They're just waiting until George Lucas has passed away, and God forbid, and then that's when they're gonna make their move.
I'm going to address what TT has to say here, and this is true. So I stopped watching Clone Wars, and now I'm watching it again just to review and see what they're going to do and how they're going to retcon Revenge of the Sith. But TT says there was an episode in previous seasons where they found the chip inside the clones. Yes, I remember that, and it was a faulty one, and the clone was killing. And see, that's the thing. That's finding a faulty chip, faulty clone. Killing and stuff like that, then that means that you have no control.
Right.
And so that's why I was taken out of the story, I guess you can say, because I learned in Attack of the Clones that they were just genetically bred and their brains were altered so that they can be complacent and not complacent like lazy, but basically be what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, listen to their commanders and what they need to do and stuff like that, and not go against any orders and stuff, and really can't think for themselves in a sense.
Oh, okay. We got another super chat right here. Jeffrey Turner, aka Mega Jetty, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Greetings, exalted ones. It's Retcon Central. Hell yeah. We ain't even gonna see it coming. No, some of us is gonna see it coming. The rest of us is just gonna turn a blind eye because as long as it's better than the sequel trilogy, it is what it is. Comic Book Bob said, I like the idea that the clones were literally brainwashed during their creation and subsequent upbringing to be completely loyal to Sidious and the Empire. Yeah, well, that was the point. That was the point. And that's how it had to be made. George Lucas knew what he was doing. He knew how he wanted this thing to go. The proper thing was for Dave Filoni to follow behind that the way it's supposed to. But as we saw in that video, he did his little sneak shit, said one thing to George, yeah, I won't do that, and then went behind his back. Now, I said, I can't trust a man like that to uphold the things that George Lucas said that's supposed to be his legacy. I can't go with this dude. Orange Hat Review said Order 65 was the order that OG just referenced. If the Chancellor acts in contradiction to the betterment of the Republic, he is to be removed and arrested. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so imagine him doing that and calling out that order, kill me because I'm not behaving. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. In my head, Sporking News said, and I haven't watched a lot of the Clone Wars, but after they found the faulty chip, did anybody ask, like, why the hell is it's there? Like I said, wasn't mentioned in the movies. I could have lived without it. I didn't really like those episodes when the dude went crazy and he, that's when the whole inhibitor chip was found and they were trying to convince them that I'm not crazy, something is wrong, and I'm sitting up here like, really? All right, just go with it, because it was before the Disney sale, so I was thinking Lucas was on board with it, so I was like, okay.
And he may have been, and maybe it was for a reason for something, I don't know, but
I mean, if George Lucas approves of it, then it's canon, and it is what it is. I mean, it just makes it easier for the clones to do what they did when Darth Sidious gave the order, because that was the whole point. Make sense
whatsoever, according to the story, and I don't know, and maybe he approved of it. We don't know. Maybe it was an idea of Filoni, and then he said, "Oh yeah, let's just go ahead and do that," with thinking that it would make the story make more sense. But then how Filoni developed it, it didn't make any sense. So I don't know. That's just my theory.
But that's okay. That's quite all right. Wait a minute. Oh man, now it's coming in right now. Hold on a second.
Yeah, you have.
G with the $5 super chat. Clone Wars Episode 3 crossover made the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Winter Soldier crossover look silly. Oh man, and MCU TV crossover attempts in general. You know what? I like Matt G. I'm not even gonna lie. I like the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Winter Soldier crossover. I did. It gave it to me. I don't know. It just made me more versed in that in the movie when it came out. And Winter Soldier is Marvel's best movie, so go figure. My brother Jeffrey Turner, aka Mecha Jetty, $2 super chat. Independent clones should have led to Clone Wars 2. Yeah, that could have been
expand on that a little bit more, because when you go into the lore some more with Legends or the original lore, you do find that like some of them clones returned to Mandalore because they were from Jango Fett, and he wanted to be Mandalore or ruler. Before then in the lore. And some return back to the planet and create families and stuff like that, and then you see some spread out throughout the galaxy and what have you, and then you have, and this I'm just speaking clearly of the original lore, and then you see some of them like, okay, so we know that Boba Fett is basically a exact copy of Jango without any alterations whatsoever. No chip too as well. And so he's trying to preserve his life. When we start getting towards our legacy era and legacy of the Force, he's trying to preserve his life because he's aging fast now, and he's got so much going on with him health wise. And so there's a clone that discovered with one of the cloners, and I forget her name. I think it's Tone Ween. I'm not sure. That has
from Camino? From Camino?
Yeah, from Camino.
Yeah, Tartaree. Tartaree.
Yeah, and she has the serum to help him stop aging, and so that's what Boba Fett was looking for, and he gets a hold of the stuff like that to help him stop aging and help his body stop deteriorating and stuff. And so it's very interesting, and so having all of this with the inhibitor chip and all this, and I wonder what they're going to do with the story now. I'm curious.
Well, we still got one more episode to go. Mega Jetty, Matt G, thank you so much for your super chats, respectively. Oh man, got another one coming in. My goodness, let's
Yes,
rock
you
and
do.
roll. My brother Loki's Morning of Mischief with the $5 super chat. People praise Mandalorian. That's all, John. The pic of John, George, Dave, and Cray Cray in the back of the bus says it all. Dave kneels to KK. John doesn't. Very, very, very astute. Very, very, very good super chat right there. Yeah.
And we'll see, because he's working for Bob Iger. He's working for Cray Cray. And so I still don't praise people too much, because they got to do what the company wants them to do.
Right.
They are not separate from the company with their ideas. Their ideas will go and they will be approved or not approved. And that's the thing.
But I tell everybody in the chat, like, for us old school fans, we're just not going to let you just do type shit just because. You understand?
I see assholes like you every day.
Every fucking day. Think you gonna get away with it? Not up in here. Not up in here.
Goddamn right. not up in here. Not on my
up in
watch.
here.
That's right. Not on my watch. Not on OG Star Wars watch. Not even. You know. But I will say we gonna get ourselves ready. You know, everybody in the chat. This is all you.
Because I want to make bank, bro.
That's right. You want to make money. You want to do the things that you need to do. But this is the one I really want to show you.
You think you're ready to run with the Bulls?
I've been earning and burning, snapping necks and cashing checks.
That's right. We gonna get in their ass. We gonna stay on the grind, and we gonna pretty much, hey, you know, if you love the Clone Wars, as Dave Filoni puts it, that's fine. Just realize that there is such a thing called Legends, or the actual EU canon that's been here before Disney got their grubby little hands on the property, and now it's shuffling off from one progressive bullshit to another that we don't want in our entertainment. We wanted simple, great stories with great characters. We didn't care about their gender or their sexuality, because those things don't really have no place in Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, it was never really mentioned who's fucking who, or who got this. It really was not in place. Simple story. Hero's journey. It was nothing wrong with that, but unfortunately we had to turn that inside out. One more super chat coming in. Mega Jetty putting it in. $2 super chat. He said it's the Clone Wars, plural. Clone v Stormtroopers. Man, listen. But then again, you know, TC says, I can't blame Filoni or even Johnson that much when any bad ideas they had should have been shot down by the person who says she would protect the legacy cap. Yes.
Exactly. And
Yes.
that's my point when I say their stories and stuff has to be approved, you know, by the higher ups, by the story groups, by the president and stuff. And she's a producer, so she's always on there as a producer, no matter what. Every single story that comes out when it comes to the TV shows, or even the movies and stuff. And so she has say, and with the development and everything like that. And we know exactly what she wants.
Well, as a matter of fact, before we, because I want to make mention of something else that was said, because you did mention about the patriarchy and everything else, and you know, taking over, let the matriarchy come in. There was this thing that Ruined the Man Baby put out there, and I definitely want to screen share this right here. Here we go. This was on Lucas. This was on the Lucasfilm main thing. According to Disney, you know Jyn Erso, the woman who started it all and destroyed the Death Star, the first one, the real one, I mean. General Skywalker and Red Squadron. Pff, goddamn. Destroyed the Death Star. Skywalker fired the last shot was all. Jyn Erso did everything that mattered. Wow. And this is coming from either a character or what have you in one of their books that they're trying to put out. So
Yeah, it's from the Alphabet Squadron, and I seen this, and I like Thursday I did like my live stream, and then I did 3 videos back to back. I was like, and
wow,
then I
you
went
wasn't
on
playing.
that evening.
You wasn't playing. Look at my man Tracy Morgan. No. No. Exactly. That's exactly how I felt. What in the world is possessing these people to just really shit on our legacy heroes? I mean, are they really that hard up to put the whole matriarch? We love strong women characters. What is the problem?
Not at the expense of degrading the male characters that came before, or even the ones that are being developed alongside them. You should be able to have, no matter the gender, develop the characters without degrading other characters, and that's including even the villains versus the good guys and stuff. So we want a story that is not degrading, not saying and not having the agenda put in there. Just a good story, like the
Right.
trilogy is the example of the good stories.
I don't understand the fact that look, Jyn Erso. I like Rogue One. I'm in that camp that I love Rogue One. All right, even though I know you mentioned about the story with the Bothans and they was getting the plans.
Dark Forces, and I'm going to show you the book that I
Right.
got.
Okay, they got the they got. Here we go. Okay, wait a minute. Is that a comic book?
This is one of the. It's a small story, short story book, but there's 3 of them. It's a trilogy. It's off the game, so this is basically the multimedia project for this. And so it's Dark Forces.
Oh.
Kyle Katarn, who basically laters and goes and joins Luke's order and stuff. He's the one, along with Jan Ors, that gets the plans and gets him to Leia. So this is basically. I'm not in good.
Oh, girl, please, you hot as I don't know what. Stop it.
And so that's the original story that Rogue One was based upon, basically almost step by step, because you have Jyn Erso then versus Jan Ors. So
Yeah.
see the difference.
Okay. Okay. Well, being that that's part of Legends right now, so I can roll with it. I will still mix it up with Rogue One because number one, they gave so much props to the prequel characters that was there. You know,
Yeah.
that's why I'm giving it a pass. They had Bail Organa there, they had Mon Mothma, and that connected me back to the prequels. They did it right, in my opinion. They
because
did it right.
When you look at the ST and other sources, besides the Clone Wars and stuff like that, and other things like basically the ST or DT or whatever you want to call it, there's no references to the past. There's no references to things that were established. And thank you, babe. And so you need to have some references to the past, and
Right.
to make sure you connect all the lore and stuff. Like, they don't even say what happened to Mon Mothma during that time frame. I mean, yeah, maybe she's very old and retired, but there's no reference to that. But they don't even reference her legacy.
No, and they should. But at least Rogue One did it. That was the only movie that wanted to do it.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I gives it a pass. So that to me is my little segue into episode 4. But I'm not gonna discount the Dark Rising 2. So I'm gonna read on that and enjoy the content for what it is. And I tell people who may be be watching this on the low, not in the chat. Y'all probably Filoni enthusiasts and and Ahsoka aficionados and Rex Captain Rex and the clones riders. That's fine. If you like Dave Filoni's thing, God bless you. Like I said, I think the whole season have still failed as a whole, but like I said, the 3 episodes was pristine to me. Like I said, I love how they did it. But you can't excuse all the sneaky shit or all the shit that that is that goes counter to what their own lore, their own canon is trying to say.
And you know what I realized, like from the Alphabet Squadron, like little part where they say, "Oh, you remember, Jen Erso, blah blah blah, and then they're like, "Well, I thought Luke Skywalker's the one that destroyed the Death Star." Like, no, she's the one that matters. Do you know that they're like bullies and taking jabs at the legacy there?
Without no fear.
Jabs at the legacy, and especially the main hero that everybody grown to know and love first, even before Anakin, because we knew Vader as the villain, but we really didn't know exactly Anakin just yet until the prequel trilogy. So those of us who grew up with OT, Luke was the one that we seen as the hero first, and we seen his hero's journey. We seen him become, a Jedi, and that's why I love Return of the Jedi a lot, because we get to see the conclusion of his journey and everything that he put into it. And so to take away that legacy and start tarnishing it and stuff like that, it doesn't do his hero's journey or what George was making of that justice.
That's true. As a matter of fact, do you think they're gonna make another novel or whatever after? Well, actually, let's play a little game. We got one more episode to go. I'm assuming you're gonna watch this episode. I mean, it's the very final. Yeah, it's the final episode. I compare
and contrast, so I have to.
Yeah. Okay. So your thoughts on what do you think the final episode would be, or what you think they're gonna do?
Well, when we have the ending of this last episode, when the Order 66 is commanded to the troops, basically Rex or whatever, he tells, she has that vision and she hears Anakin and she hears everything that's going on, which I think is stupid. But anyways, that's my opinion. And I've expanded on it a lot if you guys read my Twitter. And then she's like, I need to find Anakin. And he's like trying to fight the command of Order 66 that's given up to their inhibitor chip. Right. And then he tells her after she jumps up into the hull of the ship, that's the only thing I'm thinking that she jumped up into is like a hole in the hull of the ship. He tells her, go find him. And so basically, and then she finally, they meet up again and she takes the inhibitor chip out of him. I think that she's going to try to go find him, which kind of doesn't make sense. I think at this point she should just leave, and I'm not saying this to be mean, but she should just leave and like go ghost basically because of what's going on. That would be much better than her, wanting to go find Anakin while he's going to Mustafar to kill the CIS people. And if she goes to Mustafar and witnesses this, it wouldn't make sense.
Right. At all, especially her not intervening on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you go into Rebels, she discovers who Vader is then.
That's the thing. That's my whole point. She's not, well, before I get started, because my whole prediction, and this goes in lieu of what I knew from Rebels, that she, finds out in Rebels that Vader was Anakin. But that's after the fact. That's years after the fact. So here, in my head, and everybody in the comments, give us your opinion of what you think may happen in the last episode. What I'm thinking might happen, and I'm hoping that they keep this down to a minimum, that Ahsoka tries to go to the Jedi Temple, gets back to Coruscant, and it's completely destroyed. Everybody's dead, such and so forth. And she gets trapped off by the clones, of course, because they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Maybe, well, then again, no, because that don't make no sense either, because she doesn't mention Darth Sidious as the Emperor in Rebels. I don't know if she actually mentioned his name or what have you. But my thinking would be, she might sneak into the Senate and hear Darth Sidious's, turning this into the first galactic empire. And she'll try to find Padme, and then they'll have a talk or what have you. And she's, upset with Anakin. He may have gone off the deep end. And no, not my Anakin. I'm going to try to find him, but she'll leave Padme, and then Obi-Wan comes in. Or something. I don't know. But because they're in Revenge of the Sith. So however way they're going to do it, my hope is that they do not encroach on what the movie is portraying. You
Oh, they
understand what I'm
are
saying?
encroaching. And honestly, I don't think that they should have had the Clone Wars invade or intrude inside the Revenge of the Sith because of
Me
Ahsoka as
too.
well. I think that like 2003 Clone Wars, they should have ended it at the beginning of Battle Above Coruscant.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
that we should have done it that way. And I'm going to go ahead and read you guys some contradictions that, and I'm trying to figure out who sent it to me. I don't have his like Twitter handle name on me right now, so I apologize. So okay, this is it. So in the Star Wars Rebels episode, The Last Commanders, Rex states that he has had his control chip removed, which is
Oh,
why.
wait a minute. I read that. I read that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So, which is why he didn't turn on Ahsoka when Order 66 was issued. Well, when
Right.
we seen that, he still had it in his head because she takes it out.
Right.
All right. So there's a contradiction right there. However, this episode shows that Rex didn't remove his chip and he attacks Ahsoka. So that's what we're at first. So basically, before she subdues him and removes the chip herself, restoring Rex's free will. While trying to locate the chip using the Force, Ahsoka utters, "I am one with the Force, and the Force is with
Yeah.
me."
I
So
read
this
that
is
one.
where
I read that one way before you got here because I didn't think you was gonna come
Okay.
through. So yeah,
Yeah.
I read that one.
Good. And this is where I am gonna do my video about what plans, and I'm predicting, this is a theory about what I think that's gonna happen and what they're gonna do with her. And I'll give you guys a spoiler. I think that they're gonna turn her into some kind of Force goddess
Really? Oh God, I hope not.
by time ST comes, because even Filoni says she wasn't dead when the Force Ghost talked to Rey. She wasn't dead. You guys think she's dead? No, she wasn't.
Oh God Almighty! You know what? Just speaking of Dave Filoni, he did make mention very recently that the final episode will make you watch Revenge. Will make you not see Revenge of the Sith the same way again. So I'm
Yep.
sitting up here like, please God, don't let this be a fucking mess. You had 3 good episodes. I just want this thing to play out like, you know, it's running parallel to Revenge of the Sith, but don't encroach on the movie. Now, spoken, wait a minute, TT said the original Clone War cartoon worked with Lucas, so that the end of season 2 matched up perfectly with the start of episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. But now Filoni and KK have destroyed that. Yeah, pretty much, more or less. Orange Hat Review says they need to maintain their continuity. Find Gregor and Wolf to remove their chips connected to Rebels. I totally agree. I totally agree. Mega Jetty with the $2 super chat. He's on a roll. Thank you, my brother. They had Anakin see Prego Padme before episode 3.
Yeah.
They also so they did so
Yeah, that was
it
the beginning of season 7, and Anakin's visiting her through, through the holocron, holovids, and you could see she's wearing the same exact outfit that she wore when she went to find Anakin on Mustafar. And you could see her belly, and I'm thinking that is not accurate because, first of all, she shouldn't be that big during that time before Revenge of the Sith, even though she's pregnant with twins, because when we see her, she's not, in the beginning when she tells Anakin about their news, she's not that big whatsoever. And I'm sorry, but Anakin should be able to sense if she's pregnant by then, or at least notice the change in her figure, especially wearing that type of outfit. And so that took me out of this too as well. And
I think I see what you're saying because he didn't find out until he came back from Coruscant.
Yeah, and it takes away from the surprise factor and their arc in Revenge of the Sith.
So that told me that these people were not paying attention even then. She should have been more fully covered, just as you said. Soul Assassin made a great point. I'm thinking Ahsoka gonna see Kenobi's warning and leave. Yes.
And that's
that
what
would be
people are
perfect
predicting as well. And that's what I'm saying. She needs to go ghost. She needs to see that warning. But the thing is that Rex tells her, because she's like, Anakin. She senses Anakin, and she goes, "I need to find Anakin." He goes, "Go find her." And so that says a lot too. Is she going to go find him? Is she going to go? And then if she does go back to the Jedi Temple, then she's also just still intruding as well there.
I fucking hope not. Please, God, because that's gonna, you know what? No, it's not gonna lessen Revenge of the Sith. Look, anybody that views this video that's not in the chat, if you're a big Dave Filoni fan, we want you. Listen, we're not telling you you can't enjoy your
Exactly.
show. We're not telling you that you don't have a right to love the things that you love. That's fine. For us, Star Wars historians, we're pretty much historians at this point. We know that you're young. You love the things that they put together. You like your matriarch thing. We agree to disagree on that premise. We have a major problem if anything goes against a movie that was already established pretty much close to 15 years before the shows were even created. It should follow a proper standard to not encroach on the movie that is absolute canon, that even though it don't explain everything that you have in the Clone Wars now because it wasn't created when the movie was made, you have to respect the movie first before your show.
Yeah.
That's how we see it. That's how
And
we
that-
see it.
And that article that came out about how the Clone Wars is going to make us see Revenge of the Sith in a different light, and through these characters like Rex and through Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I did not bash it, but I did give my opinion upon that. And my thing is that if you're going to show this through a secondary character, it needs to be a clone or the clones. And some clones that are even characters are not attached to these main characters as Ahsoka is.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to wonder, well, how come they're not concerned about her during Order 66, or how come they're not asking about her? How come they're not saying anything about her when, they're trying to, get their shit together during Order 66 in the movies?
That's
in the
right.
movie.
That's right. Got another super chat here. David Hervey with another super chat, $20. Oh my God, my brother is just killing it. Thank you so much, my man. You ain't have to do that, but God bless you all the same. And he signed just like all of us. Again, I have to agree with OG. You have to remember, Ahsoka was brought back to life when the daughter of the Mortis gave up her life to save her. She was basically the light side of the Force itself. I see why you like her, Abu. I do like Ahsoka. I really do. I enjoy everything that she did, most things that she did in the other Clone Wars before the Disney sale. So don't look at me as an Ahsoka hater or a Dave Filoni hater. I'm getting close to being a Dave Filoni hater if he keeps on the path that he's doing, where he's clearly doing. But
He's on the path to the dark side.
Exactly. but in the sense, but oh, you're killing me, baby. But in the sense of the character itself, I don't have no problems with Ahsoka. I love the character. Like I said, I loved her in these 3 episodes, so I was on board. I just feel like, as George Lucas, the creator, made it very clear, she is a character to bring the perspective of the main characters in order, but after that, that's it.
And another thing why George wanted her to be his apprentice is that they wanted to give him more depth and teach him that he can lose attachments, that losing attachments isn't the end of the world, because we see him suffer with losing his mom, then we see him suffer about Padme, and so that was supposed to be a lesson for him about attachments, and so that's why he wanted her dead, because it was a lesson for Anakin about attachments.
And preferably before he turned to Darth Vader, but even afterwards. To be honest, and that was the only thing in the Rebels that I was like, okay, I could see this. Now, if she had to be alive, the final, coming together between Ahsoka and Anakin as Darth Vader needed to happen a little bit after Revenge of the Sith. Because he was already deep in his self-hatred. And if Darth Sidious said, Ahsoka Tano was alive, you must, kill her or bring her to the dark side or what have you, so that his conversion would be complete. So he would literally have to kill her. He would literally have to. So
Yeah,
that is where her final demise would be, you know?
and I'm going to expand on Dave Harvey's super chat here. And the reason why the daughter, my theory upon what I want to do and do a video about Ahsoka becoming some kind of force goddess is the very reason, as part of it is basically the daughter force healing and giving her essence. And that's another reason why. And I have all these circumstantial evidence about it, which are theories, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to say this is a prediction.
Right.
And so that's why I want to do a video about, Ahsoka is basically going to be this type of force goddess by the time we get into the post Return of the Jedi era.
Probably Mandalorian, more or less, right?
I have no idea, but that's just my prediction, because by the time we get to the Rise of Palpatine era and she speaks to Rey,
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's why she's still alive, is because she's some kind of force goddess or whatever. I don't know. But yeah.
On Chat Reviews with the $5 super chat. Thank you, my brother, for this. Palpatine wasn't deformed when giving Rex Order 66. Also, Rex says he's Lord Sidious, not "it will be done, my lord." Very error-filled. Yes, that
Yes, exactly.
I forgot
That's been
complete
pointed
about
out
that.
as well.
Thank you, thank you so much, brother. David Hervey, another $5 super chat. You're killing me, brother. Oh my God, you on a roll. Thank you so much. I see why you like OG Star. I see why you like OG Star Wars. Her knowledge is impeccable. Oh, absolutely.
I try.
Abso-freaking-lutely, you know.
I try.
She's my pimp. I go where she tells me to go. Snow Dub Music. It's Snow Dub Music and Entertainment. $2 super chat. Much love to my brother Abu Nas Cotton Connection. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much, and good to see you pop in, man. I hear that you still grinding the shine on your channel. Go and see, check out Snow Dub's Music and Entertainment. Him and K. Kermit the Log. You know, they go through their little wars on the channel, but they do discuss pop culture, movies, and TV and more. They rocking the TV aspect of it. I got to try to stay away from y'all, Snow, because like I said, I'm still trying to catch up on Walking Dead, so I can't be spoiled right now. But I see y'all doing good things on your channel, brother. So keep up the great work. You know, but yeah, in my headspace, I really hope that they don't, keep it parallel, keep it separate, but don't encroach on, going to Padme or going to the Senate or going to, you know what I'm saying? Don't have her doing that. Just, it would be perfect for the thing to end with her seeing Obi-Wan's distress call, telling Jedis to disperse. All remaining Jedis to not come back to the temple, not gonna just ghosts, just as you said. Yeah.
Did you notice when she's talking with Yoda and Mace Windu and stuff, and how basically Yoda's like they address what her title is, and he says, basically she's like, you're not a Jedi. She goes, I'm not a Jedi yet, or whatever. I'm not. I'm paraphrasing now, or whatever. I'm not one yet. So what do you think that's foreshadowing? Do you think that she's going to eventually become a Jedi? Do you think she's going to see? This is where I'm like doing all this theories and speculations and stuff when it comes to the post Return of the Jedi.
Oh, with Ahsoka?
Yeah, Ahsoka.
But like I said, you have to have a Jedi. You have to complete your training as a Padawan. So, there was nobody that I mean, in the order, you would have to at least go to Obi-Wan. You would have to at least go to Obi-Wan and have Obi-Wan finish your training, and then you can be a Jedi. But he's already a Jedi Master because he already went through that with Anakin. Yeah. So, or Yoda. That's the only two. Unless you create some other Jedi Master that survived Order 66, which they probably will.
And so what I'm getting at is that once we get Luke coming into the picture and trying to recreate the Order in their new canon, now is she going to become a Jedi then? And then she's going to be bossing him around. And then, but then the thing is that then if she does,
she's going to try to boss him around saying, I was here before you was born and I was with your father and I know everything and blah, blah, blah. Oh, jeez. They're going to probably make her the Jedi Grand Master. And Luke got to get trained under her. Oh, God almighty.
Because you know how they like to foreshadow things basically sometimes. So That, you know, so that put that question in my head. And even if she's thinking about returning now in this time frame, and that's it's not going to happen because of the fact
She
of
left the Jedi Order on her own accord. So
and
why
then
would she want to even go
disrespected
back?
Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars season 7 already. She looked down upon him and act like, you know, and so that was ridiculous how she disrespected Obi-Wan and his decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was her own woman. And even in Rebels, from what little I saw of it, she was on her own. She was doing her own thing. So if you wasn't really feeling the Jedi like that, then let it go. So now we're going to see her in The Mandalorian. God knows what kind of fuckery they're going to have her on with this. And like I said, she should have served her story purpose by either, you know, dying, you know, during Order 66 or facing off against Anakin for the last time, where she will die a heroic death, maybe saying the same thing that Padme was saying, that there is still good in him. I felt it. I'm not going to let you. That would be more heroic and more of a solid ending to a character that you could remember fondly. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't have Mary Sue Ray to kick around anymore, or you can't push Mary Sue Ray anymore. Now you gotta have somebody else to push this feminist nonsense, you know, all in your entertainment. And that's not how it's supposed to be. But whether they do any books or whatever, what have you, if they put out another Ahsoka book, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do like my man Jake Skywalker. Yep. Just like that. Just like that. So with that being said, everybody, oh my goodness, this has been, 2 hours. I wasn't planning to go 2 hours, but since you came here, my love, thank you for giving us your expertise and your wisdom on this, because I was hoping at the very least, you know, you pop in and shed some light on all the fuckery that you had to go through behind, you know, our young 18 to 25-year-olds.
Yeah, and I was sad on this because I did listen to you give your thoughts upon it. But when she hears the voices, when she's in hyperspace and she hears the voices, she hears them address each other like Anakin talking. There's no way that she couldn't understand what was going on or who was talking. And so when I posted that information on Twitter about, you know, my saying this doesn't really fit kind of deal, and got some people kind of upset about me for that. What I'm getting at is, you know, and people defend it with, oh well, Annika and her have a bond. Well, basically, he only trained her for like 2 years, maybe a little bit over 2 years, but there wasn't really that much training because of the circumstances, because they were put into war.
Right. That's what I mentioned earlier. Yeah, earlier on. So I don't know.
So what I'm getting at here is that if anything, if they're using that as they are really close and they have that bond, well, the strongest bond ever is Obi-Wan and Anakin, because he trained him since he was
She
9
was a
years
kid.
old.
Exactly. And there was no war. They had, you know, Jedi trainings at the temple and all the holocrons and the reading in the library. So yeah, that was actual training. But guess who popped up? My man, Second Street Marvel.
Hi, Second Street.
$2 super chat. Is this the president pissing people off stream? No, not really. Not you know, not like your boy. Not like your boy. Nah. I'm basically talking about good old Dave Filoni, and you know how you know, he makes 3 good episodes of this last season of the Clone Wars, which was the whole season in and of itself is trash, but he made these 3 great episodes. But you know, you could see the fuckery and the contradictions, the fuckery, the chicanery, the tomfoolery that's going on, you know, between their whole canon and what is supposed to be, you know, in terms of following the course of not encroaching on the movies. But we're gonna see what happens with this last episode. We're just hoping that it's not gonna be a clusterfuck, Dave Filoni's making it very clear that we're not going to see Revenge of the Sith the same, and I don't like to hear nothing like that, but it is what it is. So
I'm gonna make
But
everybody laugh right now. I'm gonna say this. You know how, and it's sadly, you know how Padme died of a broken heart, basically because of everything that happened, and like her world was turned upside down. Wouldn't it have been funny? I'm just being cynical. I'm just being crazy here. So we have Ahsoka hearing what's going on in the Chancellor's office and feeling Anakin's pain and stuff. Wouldn't that be funny that she just like kills over, like she grasps her chest and she's like, I can't live no more. I'm dying. You know, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. And just dies over from, you know, a broken heart with what's going on with Anakin.
oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm just being.
You know you're going to get a lot of hate in my comment, right? Just to let you know, I'm only imagining what people is going to write in my comment section when this is over. So, yeah. But you know what? That's
Yes,
what I like.
He's been reading the super chats.
Oh, my goodness. Drunk 3PO popped in.
Hi.
Yeah. See? I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Shoot.
That's because I came on. That's why.
That too. Because, like I said, if this woman was not on point, I don't know where I'd
I
be.
have the
So
secretary keeping him in line. Hey, mister, you need to read your super chats.
but at the very least, it's time to wind this down because, like I said, I know people got places to go and people to see, and I am extremely happy for the 22 people, 24 people that's been hanging with me the entire time. Anybody else that came through to watch this thing on the low, you know, maybe undercover Filoni lovers and stuff. Listen, we're telling you, you can enjoy the Clone Wars. I've enjoyed it, you know, as a whole. You know, we all enjoyed it. We just wanted to point out that there are inconsistencies in this thing that need to be pointed out because it's part of y'all canon that it's being done to. Not to mention some of the things that may going forward encroach on the actual movies. But we still got to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So drunk 3PO. Professional Abu Nas must have been the onesies. Yeah, that onesies thing was a wonderful.
It must have been the fall. He must have hit his head somewhere.
I did. I've let him face first, but you know, I had to fake the funk when I got up. You know, all because of you, OG. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you set yourself up, and I told you I have that wicked humor, and you set yourself up, and I took that chance. So man, look what happened. It's all you.
All right, I'm not gonna start blushing up here right now. I got things to do, and I'm not gonna ever live that down with the Dark Council. God, next
God,
Tuesday.
I love that clip. That is so hilarious.
Like I said, that was a complete accident, but unfortunately, I fell right into it. But I'm glad I did that stream, even though I was burning up in that bear suit, and it was still all your fault because it was your idea behind that. But
And
anyway.
I accept it. I there's no shame in my game. Sorry.
Okay. All right, not a problem. It's still a one and done though. That shit is in the closet right now to collect the dust. And I went into the closet looking at it like, fuck you, bear.
You're gonna wear it for your daughter.
But I enjoyed just the,
you go around and you cook in it and all that, and you dance.
No comment. In any case, I want to thank every one of you guys for rocking with me this entire time. Soul Assassin, David Hervey, Lorena Creole, Second Street Marvel, Drunk 3PO, Dropping by, Orange Hat Reviews. Oh my God. Who else? TT, Tracy. Oh my goodness. I love Soul Assassin, Rocking the Spot, Mega Jetty. Luke McGurk, Snow Dub, my goodness. There's so many people that actually came by. Wookiee Supremacy dropped in. Loki's Mornings of Mischief, which I'm going to be on his channel, by the way, this Monday coming in the morning. I'm going to be on his channel, his Monday Mornings of Mischief. So come and check that out, you know. And who else? Not my Star Wars Sporky News popped in. Oh, my goodness. Like I said, a lot of memes of destruction. Renee Patrick, Peter Calabucci, oh my goodness, Matt G. Like I said, a lot of people came through. Some couldn't stay, some could hang. But everybody that gave super chats, thank you so very much. Just the fact that I'm thinking about Luke Skywalker and all the things that it just seems like Disney is just hell bent on just destroying, man. I just feel like I gotta try to put some love and stuff back in his name, you know?
Yeah, and go watch my video on that. I think I was the first one because everybody's talking about the game and that game and the images and all this other stuff. And so I was like, oh, no one's talking about Star Wars. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit all these articles that are coming out right now. So go
Right.
check out my channel for the one about Luke Skywalker being degraded about or being less important when it comes to the Death Star destruction. So
Yes, and subscribe to our channel if you not haven't already, because like I said, OG Star Wars is one of the best in terms of our community, breaking down the law that we all should know and love, and everything else behind that. So please, just get the knowledge wherever we can get it. The president is not immune to all of that either. I'm just one to say that I'm gonna protect George Lucas's legacy come hell or high water. And being that the patriot is being challenged and being cast aside, I want to bring it back to the essence of where it all started. I want to bring it back to the essence of where it all started. The very first Star Wars movie, where we didn't know where this place was going to go. We didn't know how big this franchise was going to be for us to talk about the things that we love, and we could debate on the things that we disagree with without hurling big insults back and forth to each other. We're not the ones to start it, but sometimes even we can get, and I'm including myself too, because sometimes I'll get a little heated, like, what the hell's wrong with y'all? Like I said, we can agree to disagree, but we're not going to stand for our legacy heroes and and the Star Wars that we grew up with, that Kathleen Kennedy proudly said that the Star Wars that was before was for the old people, and we're not going in that direction. That's pretty much what her master plan was. It all came out in the rinse now, so we know exactly what they was doing. The problem was,
I am just looking at something. I'm sorry. I'm looking at someone, and this is about the Clone Wars, and people are like, because there's like other episodes, like season 8. There's also a rumored season 8 out there, and someone shared a clip of one of those development videos or cartoons from season 8, and basically it's a picture of Mustafar. So imagine that. Imagine if they would go on and do season 8. I bet you they would put Ahsoka on a Mustafar.
oh God, I hope not.
Yeah, there's a
Nothing
picture
against
looking at right now.
Ahsoka, but no, just let it go. Just let it go. But
Sorry,
I'm scared. I'm scared to watch the last episode. I really am. But because I'm really hoping that it's still a good show, separate from the movie. But the way that I'm thinking now, they pretty much gonna try to encroach on it as much as they possibly can get away with. Yeah, but either way, we'll find out in another week or so. But you know what? I'm gonna just still show some love to my boy Luke, because Luke got shafted. Luke got how should we say, neutered in the damn sequel trilogy, and everything they seem to do with books and other novels and stuff, they're going down that route, and I'm like, you know what? That's okay. And then the Jyn Erso thing just really just ticked me off. And I'm sitting up here like, okay, well, Jyn Erso, you was just, the carrier. Luke Skywalker did the damn thing. He was the hero. And I'm going to recant that whole story once again, because that's my boy. And I'm going to ride for my boy like that. So let's do it. Now listen. Gonna take us all out the right way, everybody. Check this out. New Hope, episode 4. This was the movie that changed it all. The blockade runner came through hyperspace. The Star Destroyer moved in with such haste, trying to recover the Death Star plan that was stolen by Jyn Erso and her band. They invaded the ship, wiped out the crew. All of a sudden Darth Vader came through. Everyone bowed down before the Dark Lord. He walked in with authority through the corridors. Princess Leia had to think real quick to get out of this jam before she took a hit. Before she got captured, she had an idea. Gave the plans to someone who had no fear. She placed the plans into little R2, who escaped in a pod with nothing to lose. C-3PO was nervous as hell. R2-D2 said, chill out, we'll be well. Traveled through the desert, they was both all alone. Jawas ambushed them, they was all in their zone. Made a detour, took them to the Lars home. Had to get that money, and that's how they roam. Owen Lars, a moisture farmer with no fear, called out Luke Skywalker, now he appears. Get these droids cleaned up on the double, yeah, you heard? I was going to Tashi Station, not another word. Luke was home cleaning up R2 when Princess Leia's message finally came through. The Empire's here and they're at our throats. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. Got the plans to the father, yeah, he'll know what to do. The message was over, Luke was confused. I don't know Obi-Wan, but I know old Ben. Hopefully he'll know what's up, maybe he's a friend. Ben told Luke he was Obi-Wan, fought in the Clone Wars way before he was born. He said his father was a great Jedi Knight and a great friend who loved what was right. He was killed by a Sith Lord named Darth Vader, betrayed his father and he was a straight hater. Learn the ways of the Force, be like your dad. Luke said no, cause my uncle will be mad. Gotta get home before Uncle Owen goes berserk. When he got home, both of them was in the dirt. He had no one else, now what could he do? Time to go back to Ben and roll with his crew. They got to Mos Eisley and ran into a dude. By the looks of him, he was too cool for school. His name was Han Solo, Chewbacca was his mate. Need a ride to Alderaan, there's no time to waste. The Empire arrived and they barely escaped. The Millennium Falcon jumped to hyperspace. Princess Leia was taken to Grand Moff Tarkin, the big man on campus, and he was steady barking. Tell me what I wanna know or your planet dies. She said Tatooine, he said say goodbye. She said I told you everything, he said well I lied. Now you didn't know that I'm one of the bad guys. Death Star blew up Alderaan to bits, and back to the cell Princess Leia had to sit. The Falcon was picked up by a tractor beam to the Death Star where they had to come clean, but they was in disguise and they hatched a plan to rescue Princess Leia and be on the land. Ben Kenobi disabled the tractor beam. He was on his way back and guess who he seen? Darth Vader chilling in the back, lightsabers drawn, he was ready to attack. At last we meet, now the circle is complete, and all that's left is to leave you in defeat. If you strike me down, my power is supreme. The Force will intervene and destroy your dreams. The lightsaber battle was straight off the wall. Unfortunately, Obi-Wan had to fall. Our heroes got away as they flew the friendly skies. Got our princess to safety, now it's time to ride. Assemble the troops, no time to be cute. Got the fighters up and it's time to raise the roof. Flying to the Death Star, we in for a fight. The Force will be with us cause we're all in the right. Luke Skywalker was in Red 5. The voice of Obi-Wan said you will survive. Use the Force, let it guide your way. He blew up the Death Star and saved the day. Party was on the very next day. Medals for all those who had the princess saved. Luke Skywalker was a hero to his name. Han Solo gained more respect and fame. Even though Darth Vader made his escape, at least for now, the galaxy is safe. Ha! That's how you respect the patriarch, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. That's how you make people happy. You got your strong women characters. You got your rogue scoundrel and you know, you got all these things that people love. What's wrong with y'all? Why you want to go change that? You know, can't we live side by side together? Whatever. In any case, I want to thank my beloved partner and muse, OG Star Wars, for coming through so early in the damn morning. got her out of bed and dragged her in here.
Oh, you're discrediting yourself so much. I just woke up and realized, oh shit, he's live. And so I went to go listen and I was like, and you were doing such a good rant. And I was like, I can't go interrupt you right now. So give me
Aw.
time to get coffee and stuff because you were just like in the moment and I didn't want to come and intrude on that. But
I
you were
was.
in the moment of that rant.
Well, I am so happy that you came through anyway, because like I said, you gave so much wisdom and knowledge in terms of the actual lore itself, and for us to now, like I said, your whole channel is like a smorgasbord of great knowledge that we can all that the Ryan's channel, Lord Callis, all of y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like I said, we got it good. We're just here to, at the very least, remind ourselves, remind others that there is a lot more to Star Wars than just, just going through the reins of whatever Dave Filoni puts together, and we're just supposed to accept it blindly. So with
Yeah,
that,
and this is my disclaimer. And I part of my channel's platform is comparing and contrasting between the two lores, between the two timelines, between the original George Lucas era and Disney Star Wars. So when I'm posting on Twitter and sharing with you, this doesn't make sense, doesn't mean I am hating on what's going on. I may not like the show and stuff, but I do credit where credit is due. I've done that before, but what I'm doing is giving you guys another way to look at it, look at deeper into the continuity, look deeper into the lore. George Lucas's era is the only IP, the only franchise basically that, people follow that has maintained 25 millennia of history without any reboots or little reboots or retcons. And retcons were only to correct and put everything back on track when he was in charge.
right.
And so that's what got me into in the overall Star Wars lore, the EU, all of that, because of the genius, the brilliance that was put into it by George and his team.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really saying don't like the Clone Wars. I'm just giving you guys a different perspective on how to look at this, especially when it comes to the Foundation movies. And when we have EU intruding into a movie, you don't want to retcon things and you don't want to leave questions more than enjoyment.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well said. Well said. And with that, we're gonna close this shop down. Catch OG Star Wars when she drops these videos. I know I will. I'm gonna be on Loki's Morning of Mischief on Monday. You already know what's gonna happen on Tuesday, so make sure y'all bring y'all behinds the Drunk 3PO's channel so we can light this up once more. Cause I'm quite sure there's gonna be other stuff that's gonna be happening before that time. So we're gonna have a lot to talk about. But thank you so much to everybody that came through. Smash that like button, please, on your way out if you haven't done it before. God bless you all, and thank you for the super chats. Like I said, I'm your brother. I am your humble servant, but I'm also the president. And I just want to say before we bounce out, Steve the Illustrator, what's up, brother? Bob Larson, Mega Jetty, Mark Krell came in the building. Wow, I haven't seen my man here in a minute. I'm glad you came through, brother. It's so good to see you. And oh man, Stick Kenobi. I wish I could have got you on here, man. But yeah, Stick Kenobi. He's another legend in on YouTube right here with the lore. So check him out. And
oh, he got so much heat too. Like a week and or 4 days ago or something like that.
Oh man, yeah, that
Filoni and stuff. Oh Lord, that was.
But he handled it like a champ though.
Oh
he
yeah,
handled it like a champ. Yeah, I should have retweeted his last thing that he had, but that's okay. I'll get to it. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for, like I said, hanging out with us for this entire time. And to catch the playback, hopefully you gain something more, than what you did here, or for anybody else that came through. Like I said, we're not on the I hate Dave Filoni, he's a bastard bandwagon. We're just trying to put things in perspective in terms of what we know of him, what we think he's trying to do with these characters going forward, and to let everybody know, including him, that we love our Star Wars just the way it is, as the maker intended. So hopefully y'all have a wonderful day. Be good to yourselves and be good to others. Peace.